had a good week?
Morning, Trainiacs. You see all this? That is the setup for Breakfast with Bob, Champions Edition. This is the next day after the 2019 Hawaii Ironman World Championships, and we're lucky to get to hang about and talk with all the podium finishers from yesterday about what they're gonna do in the off season. Also, we're here at beautiful Four Seasons Resort, Hawaii, as Bob calls it. He's not making that up. It's gorgeous. Jeez, look at this.
Oh, spontaneous answer, gravel riding. We're doing 3 days, self-sufficient, no phones, just a bunch of mates and some cycling.
Really?
Yeah.
Walk me through like a day where you've got no training now. Are you sleeping in? Are you eating junk food? Are you just spending time with the family or Netflix or what?
Yeah, I'm not a big TV guy. I still have to get out and do something. Honestly, even if it's 20 minutes of sport, otherwise I just feel awful. But otherwise, really, I try and test my caffeine tolerance, see how many coffees I can fit into a day. It's always a fun challenge.
What's the answer?
Yeah, I think I stall somewhere around 10. I think that's probably the worst I've gone. We're going to Australia for a week, so that's always a good place to up the dose.
Awesome.
To be honest, I'm really looking forward to meet my family because I don't have time much. I'm very often in trainings camp and traveling around the world, and to have time to finally be at home and see my family, it's the biggest part I'm looking forward to. To be honest, I always have to do my tax stuff because it's the only time in the year I have to do my tax, and it takes me 1 week. So that's always, I have 2 weeks of season break where I have no training, and 1 week is always from doing my tax declaration. So yeah.
Living large.
Yeah, no, that's not a part I'm looking forward to, but I mean, it's part of the job.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. To most in the off season.
I look forward to a nice bottle of wine with Rinny, and now playing with Izzy a little bit more, and just being able to relax a little bit, step back. Netflix and Jill used to be the thing for the off season, but now it's just going to be spending more time with Izzy, honestly. Especially these last couple weeks have been so hectic. You feel a little bit like a bad parent, and we need to give our nanny a break. She's just burning the midnight oil. But yeah, we look for ways to be active, different, with different stuff. So hiking or mountain biking, snowshoeing, cross country skiing. All those kind of things that'll still keep you moving and staying somewhat fit, but not mentally taxing you like normal training does.
Yes.
We're going back to Australia for Christmas with Rennie's family. So we're doing Thanksgiving with my family that we're now calling Chrisgivings, because we're going to celebrate Christmas that weekend too. So we'll do Thanksgiving Saturday, we'll put up a tree and have Christmas on Sunday.
This sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
This is like what normal people do.
Right? And then right from there, we're going to St. Croix for Beauty and the Beast triathlon. We're just going to do some relays, have some fun. That's where Rinny and I met 10 years ago. So we're not bringing our bikes. It's going to be pretty much just a big party.
What are you looking forward to most in the off season?
Dogs, mainly.
Dogs?
Yeah.
I was hoping that'd be the answer.
Yeah, me and Reese had a little agreement, so if I finished first in the race, we could get 2 dogs. If I came second, we could get 1 dog. If I came third, no dog.
No dog.
So the little sprint at the end was mainly for dogs. Obviously, I like racing, so I definitely wanted to get the second place, but dogs were always in the back of my mind. So, and Reese was so pleased that we may still get 2 dogs. So, yeah, so mainly dogs, but we live on the edge of London, so we'll be going into London with our friends, doing a bit of sightseeing, just eating lots mainly. I need to gain a bit more weight after yesterday, so yeah, I'll be eating a lot, putting some weight on, and hopefully getting strong as well. I'm going to go hit the gym and maybe turn into a CrossFitter, who knows. Maybe some baking, but yeah, normally sleep in.
Fairy cakes.
And yeah.
Perfecting the fairy cakes.
We need to perfect them, yeah. They need still need a bit of work, but yeah, probably sleeping in. And then I always love the idea of like a duvet day, but then I get super irritated and bored and want to go out, so that it normally ends up, I want to go shopping, or I just want to actually go and see my friends. So hopefully it will involve walking the dog a bit now as well, so that will get me out of the house. But yeah, we like, two of our friends are really into like taking us out into London, so we normally have like a London day and try and cram as much into the day as possible, going to different places, having some espresso martinis at St Paul's or in the Shard. So yeah, we go to all the classy places and have fun, so yeah, I can't wait.
Right now, I would say training. More training.
Really? Come on, really?
I mean, a race like that always leaves you very motivated, so I always need like 2-3 days to calm down, and then I finally start to enjoy just laying on the couch and everything, and then it takes quite some time to actually get motivated again. But day after the race, or just like 2-3 days after the race, usually I'm kind of like really restless and not really up for a break, especially if it wasn't like the ultimate fulfillment of all goals or something like that.
I'm intrigued now. So like what's on your mind? Like what do you want to work on?
I think everything. There's still a lot of things to improve, and I think I improved a lot this year, but I'm looking forward to work more into the same direction for sure. But as I said, that usually that phase usually holds for like 2-3 days, and then I finally like shut down the mind a little bit and not really thinking too much about it for 2-3 weeks. But I'm not like 100% sure what I gonna do now. I signed up for Ironman Kona to maybe just check the validation box, and got more and more difficult, you know, to qualify even as a professional with the new system. Like 4th, 5th place in some races, just that doesn't cut the deal anymore. With the old system, you can still like back it up with 2-3 70.3s, and then you're in. But yeah, that was an important thing yesterday for sure to get the qualification with the 3rd place.
What are you doing? Are you sleeping in? Are you eating junk food? Are you watching Netflix, reading books?
All of them. All of the above. I'm a pretty big football fan, so Saturday is usually not that much, but yeah, Sunday then it's usually screen time. Yeah, and then just catching up with friends. I mean, I've been traveling the whole year, and I'm lucky to still have some friends left outside of the triathlon world. Not all of them are gone, so therefore, yeah, just kind of like get the social life back to normal again.
Oh, well, I'm pretty much through Netflix. I've almost seen everything. So usually when we're training, we use a lot of Netflix. So I'm done with Netflix. So I think maybe we'd probably be doing my German. So I'll restart my German classes for the Australian summer, and I'll get through maybe 2 levels. And then hopefully I'm a bit better at that by next year. Yeah, just trying to kind of get better at something. Maybe I'll be spending a lot more time with some of my friends. I'll probably be doing some cross riding and stuff. Like, I'm not going to do nothing. We don't do nothing. We just do fun stuff.
What's your off-season food?
I'd probably add in a few more coffee stops. And go for breakfast a little bit. Australia, it's a big thing. We go to coffee and have, cafe breakfast.
See that?
Yeah, it's a thing. I've already started. Yeah, no, but I really enjoy eating pretty healthy, so I don't think there'd be too much. I mean, there won't be any sports nutrition unless I'm like in a hurry to like the hairdresser and I need a gel.
How much Vegemite are you going to go through?
Oh yeah, I mean, you can get Vegemite at cafes in Australia. It's just a thing. It's everywhere. So I look forward to actually reflecting on the year. I mean, to do with Tri, I definitely look forward to seeing sort of what we did and what we could do differently. I think that's a good thing, putting in some notes down for the following year. But yeah, I mean, seeing my family is going to be good. They live in a different state to me, so I'll fly down and spend a couple of weeks with them. And I might also, we were thinking about maybe going to some mountains just to relax. And, you know, Australia's mountains aren't very high. They're maybe 1,000 meters, but...
You've got hills like our
yeah, they're
Manitoba
kind of
hills.
cute.
They're cute.
Yeah, like I think our highest peak is like where I stay when I'm training. I sleep at that level, but it, you know, like it might just be nice to get away. It's quite quiet and not much phone service, and just spend a bit of time just getting sort of healthy. I mean, you spend the whole year destroying your body, so it needs that time to recuperate.
I'm into it.
One love, one bar. Let's get together and feel alright. It's breakfast with Bob and triathlon Taren.
This is surreal. Well, you gotta introduce it now. You gotta do your thing. And Poncho Man.
And Poncho Man! Exactly.
So, for everyone that doesn't know, Bob Babbitt, Babbittville Radio, Breakfast with Bob, legend in the sport. This is our probably, I think, 7th year watching you, 2nd year that we've been here at 4 seasons with you. For all the noobs out there, explain what Breakfast with Bob is.
Well, Breakfast with Bob started 10 years ago, and the whole idea was, I think a lot of people at home think that all of our athletes are similar to other sport athletes. Like a LeBron James was identified when he's 6, 7 years old as a professional athlete, and he's catered to and goes to get scholarships, and people take care of him, has big sponsorships. Most of our athletes they're age groupers. They were age groupers who found out that they had an ability to suffer. They had an ability to go long or do a 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike ride, 26.2 mile run. They're invariably, everybody I talked to started as, I had no idea I could do this. I certainly had no idea I was going to make a living doing this. And now they are.
And why did you get the idea of doing this? Like, how were you just sitting around the table and you're like, you know what? I'm going to crank out 52 videos this week.
58 actually.
58? After today you did 58.
You know what? We started Competitor Magazine back in 1987. Actually, it goes back to 1980 when I did Ironman over on Oahu, and there was 108 of us. The year before, there was only 15 started, 12 finished. 78, the year before that, 15 started, 12 finished. Article in Sports Illustrated in 1979 led to myself and a guy named Ned Overend, who went on to become a world mountain bike champion. But mountain bikes hadn't been invented yet, so that's before the earth was cooling. And the two of us decided we were going to come over and do this silly thing after reading this 8-page article in Sports Illustrated, and we came over, and it changed my life. I had no idea what I was doing. I had a bike with flat-proof tires on it. I bought it at a police auction for $75. And I had a Radio Shack radio on the top of the handlebars and a fuzzy raccoon seat cover, and just went out there to do this silly race. And I also had pannier, sleeping bag, and tent on the bike because I thought you swam 2.4, rode 56, camped out, and rode back the next day.
Right, yeah. You thought the Ironman was a several-day event.
Thing. Yeah. I mean, but who knew?
Yeah, only idiots would think that
exactly.
you could
do
that
it all
in
one day. It's the silliest thing in the world. So from there, and then during race day, I had Hawaiian sweetbread and Gatorade, because who knew about nutrition? Mile 25 of the bike ride, you had support crew. My crew gave me a Big Mac, fries, and a Coke. Mile 90, root beer snow cone. So I finished the bike, and I get weighed, and now I'm eating Hawaiian sweetbread and drinking Gatorade and waddling through Waikiki. And at mile 4, I get on the scale, and I can hear the guy. He's like, "Hey, can you give me that again?" He's gained 4 pounds. You can't gain weight during this. And then at mile 20, I'm coming up Diamond Head, getting ready to drop into Kapilani Park and finish this thing I never thought I could do. And my crew that was in a little Fiat convertible, and their lights were on me as we drove up Diamond Head, and I'm thinking there's going to be bands at the finish. There's going to be all sorts of excitement. And I come into the park, and all I see is a white line, a chalk line across the road, and a light bulb up above me. And I hear this voice out in the dark. And he's like, "Hey, you!" I'm like, "Yeah." "You in the race?" "Yeah." "You're done." That was it. There was like one other guy doing one-arm push-ups in the park. There was no Mike Riley. There was no cheerleaders. There was no band. But I knew from doing that race that this sport was going to be special. It was just something that hit me like a lightning bolt.
This week you've done, like you say, 58 interviews. Yeah. With pros, age groupers, challenge athlete, foundation athletes, coaches, people like Mike Riley, personalities in the sport. How do you feel now that it's done? Is this a tiring thing for you?
You know what? My wife will tell you that I get to do the fun stuff. I get to talk to people, which I love to do. And the work starts when each interview is over, because she's got to post them and the tags and all the rest of that stuff that I know nothing about, and the social media and all that. I get to talk to great people with great personalities about something they're passionate about. I mean, there really isn't much better than that. And then being here in the mecca of triathlon, where everybody is here. Nobody's here as a pro besides Starkowitz. Nobody's here training for Florida and using this as a as a training day. Everybody is here because this race can change their lives. If they finish on the podium, if they finish top 5, all of a sudden their sponsorship goes through the roof. All of a sudden people know who they are. This is a cathartic event. It changes lives for the better.
So let's introduce people to one of your videos from this week. And we're going to do one of those YouTube things. We'll link it up here and on the side at the end.
Love it.
What's an interview from this week that stands out to you that people should go check out that we're going to link?
I would link one of the Jan Frodeno interviews, just because he's great.
Good.
He was great. The first interview with Sebi this last week, where he talked about people being fit or effed, was phenomenal. But I also think the Els Visser interview is really insightful. Plus the interview with Rudy Garcia-Tolson and Roderick Sewell, very special.
Yeah, that was great. You are excellent at rattling off sponsors.
Both.
Huge amount of respect. Can you say go to roka.com/Taren?
Hey everybody, go to roka.com/Taren.
Excellent, Bob.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
No probs.
That was great.